Good day, everyone. My topic is all about the SPICE, which means the social, physical, identity, communication, and the emotional. This is have a many question, which is the number one. Primary users in social issue, which is the student of the college arts and sciences. Was SPICE used a design thinking tool to consider the issue from your primary user's perspective? The first one, the social. The social have a eight parts of this, which is the mental health issues, inclusivity and discrimination, substance abuse, burnout and academic pressure, financial stress, also the cyberbullying and bullying, harassment and sexual assault, and the last one is the low participation in social program. The second one is the physical. The physical have a 10 issue here, which is the first one is the poor internet connection, overcrowded classes, high cost of textbooks, poor classroom condition, limited access to health services, limited technological access, and also lack of sanitary facilities, limited sports or fitness facilities, lack of classroom materials, and also the broken windows. The third one is the identity. The identity have a three issues, which is the academic dishonestly, difficulty embracing career identity as art student, discrimination based on the gender of the person. The last one is the difficulty expressing individual creativity in structured programs. The fourth one is all about the communication. This communication is have a four issues, which is the bullying or harassment, discrimination, delayed announcement of deadlines and events, also the unclear instructions for projects. The last one is the emotional. The emotional have a eight parts issues, which is lack of job opportunities post graduation, bullying or harassment, sexual harassment, discrimination, overwhelming course schedules, gender-based violence, stress due to academic workloads, homesickness for students living away from the family. And the last one is the loneliness among introverted. So, this, what did you consider about these issues? What are the contributing factors? What is currently being done to help the user? The first one of the social, mental health issues. The discovery of this, students face anxiety, depression, and distress due to academic pressure, social challenges, and personal issues. For the contributing factors, academic load, lack of support system, stigma around mental health, and the current help of this counseling service, peer support groups, mental health awareness campaigns. So the number two, it's all about the inclusivity and discrimination. So the discovery of this student from marginalized groups experience and exclusions, bias, and discrimination. For the contributing factors, social and cultural barriers, lack of diversity in faculty, diversity and inclusion programs, student advocacy groups workshops on the inclusivity. The third one is substance abuse. Discovery substance abuse is prevalent as a coping mechanism for stress and academic pressure. For contributing factors, peer, pre- peer pressure, mental health issues, social acceptance of certain substances. For the current help of this is substance abuse counseling, awareness campaigns, workshops, and unhealthy coping strategies. The fourth one is a burnout and academic pressure. For the discovery of this is high expectation, excessive workload, and the drive for academic excellence led to burnout. For contributing factors is work overloaded courses schedules, lack of work-life balance, perfectionism, and the current help of this is time management, workshops, academic advising, stress relief activities. For the financial stress is students struggle with the tuition fees, living costs, and debt, or etc. Contributing factors is the rising cost of education, limited financial aid, part-time job pressures, current health, scholarship. For the current health of this is the scholarship, financial aid, counseling, student loans, part-time job opportunities. For the cyberbullying and bullying, discovery, student face harassment and bullying both online and in person. For the contributing factors of this naman is social media platforms, lack of reporting mechanism, peer dynamics. For the current help is anti-bullying policies, counseling, services awareness program. For the harassment and sexual assault, discovery, sexual harass. For the discovery of this is a sexual harassment and assault are serious concerns within the student body. Contributing the factors of this is gender inequality, lack of awareness, unreported incidents. For the current health of this naman is sexual harassment prevention programs, reporting hotlines, support groups for survivals. For the low participation in social program does indicate that the majority of the students concerned are not interested or engaged in social programs. For the physical, is some CAS students have poor internet connection, which is the discovery of this is most CAS student lack of the good internet connection that they should use for their online materials. Contributing factors, poor infrastructure and increased number of students. Attending half of this one is some universities have installed Wi-Fi, hotspot, and improving network infrastructure. For the overcrowded classes of the class department, um, overcrowded classes limit interaction with professors and peers, thus making learning inferior. Contributing factors which is the high enrollment and limited teaching resources. For the current help naman for this is increase in faculty and the online class options. For the textbook cost line, cost students have the course of their studies, which is due to expensive textbook. For the contributing factors is highly expensive new edition and very few affordable cheaper alternatives. For the current help naman is renting and digital version or sending the files and etc. For the bad condition in classroom naman is all obsolete facilities prove a headache and effective learnings of class in student. Contributing factors is lack of funds to perform renovation in the facilities. For the current help is renovation of the campus and classroom maintenance. For few health service available to them, especially the CAS student have a health facilities which are limited and that limit their health. For the contributing factors, high pressure and lack of fund for the services. For the current help is health centers in campus and telemedicine services. For the restriction of technological accessibility, they are all CAS students. Okay, so discovery. Some students lack laptop of or software required for their course. Contributing factors: financial constraints and failure to provide more resources. For the current help for this one is technology loan service and computer labs. For the 7 is limited facilities, inadequate resources, insufficient inclusiveness, and etc. For the identity, the first one is academic dishonesty of the CAS student. Academic dishonesty Honesty is including the cheating and plagiarism is an ongoing issue for the CAS students. For the contributing factors is the pressure to perform and lack of adequate guidance. For the current help is anti-cheating policies plagiarism or the plagiarism detection software and workshops on academic integrity. For the absence of self-confidence and expression in students is due to the subject or gender discrimination and the rigid academic structure. For the communication is bullying or the harassment of the CAS student. So for the discovery of this is many CAS students face bullying on or the harassment affecting their emotional well-being, contributing factors, dynamics, lack of awareness, and inos, ins, ano, insufficient interventions. For the current help is anti-bullying campaigns, counseling services, and reporting system. For the second one, for the communication is discrimination. Discrimination based on race, gender, or background affects many CAS student contributing factors, social bias, and lack of diversity in some areas. For the current help of this one is diversity initiatives, inclusive facilities, and student support groups. For the confusion of the opportunities missed are due to the poor dissemination of information. For the last one, emotional or the environment. Stress, homesickness, and loneliness take their toll on the minds and academic performance of students. What for the question for what is a lacking or needs more effort in helping the user? So the first one of the social is mental health issues, which is the lacking more accessible mental health services and early intervention programs tailored to the CAS students. The second one is the inclusivity and discrimination, stronger inclusivity policies and better representation of diverse program in faculty and student activities. So the third one is the substance abuse, which is more target prevention program in supportive non-judgmental resources for students struggling with substance abuse. For the burnout and academic pressure is a reduction in academic pressure and more support for managing workloads in demanding programs. For the financial stress is improved access to financial aid, scholarship, and part-time job of opportunities specific to the CAS students. For the cyberbullying and bullying is clearer reporting system and stronger enforcement of anti-bullying policies within the CAS. Harassment and sexual assault. More is more education on consent, clearer reporting processes, and better support system for survivors within the CAS. So the activities should do more to encourage student participation and be relevant to their interests. There more be an incentive or recognition for the participation in extracurricular activities. For the physical is some cause students have deeper internet connection. So more extensive infrastructure and reliable internet access throughout the campus. For the overcrowded classes is additional faculty to supplement space in an overcrowded class setting. For the textbook costliness, which is the lacking more cheap text choices for the textbook. For the bad condition in the classroom naman is facilities to be renovated promptly and would require better maintenance. For the limited health service of the CAS student is expanded health services on the campus as well as improve access to mental support. For the limited technological accessibility from the CAS student is further technology necessitating access for all students. For the identity is academic dishonesty is lacking for the enforcement policies were stronger and awareness and academic to integrity became more intensified. Few programs of workshops that show low important arts related careers can be valued. It's a very little enforcement on policies against the gender discrimination. For the structure give opportunities for individual expression and the creativity. For the communication is bullying or the harassment, more effective reporting mechanism and stiffer anti-bullying measures. For the discrimination here is initiatives on diversity and enforcement of more aggressive inclusive policies. For the bad communication system that lead to having information misinterpret. For the absence of the continuing training of staff and faculty to improve clarity of messages. For the emotional environment, the this is counseling service and the mental health supporting are either poorly funded or not well advertised. Insufficient peer support programs for homesickness or shy students. No comprehensive campaign to address academic stress such as workload management training or wellness campaigns.